BlackRock, the biggest asset manager in the world with more than $9 trillion in assets under management, has recently launched a huge push into cryptocurrency, and XRP could be its next major target. A strategic move that has the potential to disrupt the entire market is always involved when a financial behemoth like BlackRock enters the cryptocurrency field. Some investors are even projecting a pump to $984 per XRP as a result of this, suggesting a massive price spike. Am I imagining things, or might this actually take place? Bitcoin, Ethereum, and tokenized assets are just a few of the cryptocurrencies that BlackRock has been investing in secretly. Now, nevertheless, rumors have it that XRP is next on their list. Big institutions are eager to get in on XRP before its price goes over the roof, because of its special role as a bridge for international transactions. Is the question whether BlackRock has begun secretly buying XRP already? In that case, how much higher is the actual ceiling price? What does this entail for people who own XRP? Let's take a look at it. People are aware of BlackRock's growing engagement in the cryptocurrency market. The massive asset manager has been steadily adding more digital assets to its portfolio over the last several years, beginning with Bitcoin and Ethereum. They have hinted at tokenization as the future of finance, invested in blockchain technology, and launched Bitcoin EPS. However, how is this relevant to XRP? In contrast to Ethereum and Bitcoin, XRP serves a very different purpose. It can settle cross-border payments for fractions of a cent in seconds, making it ideal for real-world financial transactions. If institutional investors like BlackRock were interested in efficient assets, they would be interested in XRP. BlackRock may be covertly amassing XRP, according to increasing evidence. Huge anonymous changes in holdings may indicate that large-scale investors are stocking up in anticipation of a market upheaval. Also, we must not overlook that Ripple, the XRP Foundation, has been actively courting big banks and payment processors across the world. No one would expect BlackRock to wait for XRP's price to increase. If they truly believe it holds the key to the future of banking, they would begin stockpiling immediately, prior to the public's awareness. Is BlackRock really going to put billions of dollars into XRP? If so, how high could the price go? Is a $984 XRP price possible even though some analysts are predicting a big pump? Now let's have a look at the statistics. Although $984 XRP appears implausible at first, it may not be that far-fetched when seen in context. Such a price spike would be driven mostly by liquidity and institutional adoption. The demand for XRP might surge to unprecedented levels, driving its price to new heights if large-scale adoption occurs among prominent financial institutions, central banks, and global payment networks such as BlackRock. The current use of XRP for international payments is sufficient to justify its current market valuation, but if it were to become an important settlement asset in the forthcoming financial system, its market value would need to grow substantially. Now we can dissect it. The present worth of Bitcoin would be surpassed if XRP were to hit $984 per token, resulting in a market cap in the trillions. This may seem dramatic, but think about it. Every year, the world's financial markets transfer hundreds of trillions of dollars. A tremendous price increase would be inevitable for XRP if it were to even partially tap into this liquidity. The important thing to consider is how quickly this may occur. Clarity in regulations is still a big component in Ripple's continuing legal battle with the SEC. The floodgates could open for institutional money to pour in, though if Ripple prevails and XRP is acknowledged as a fully compliant digital asset, an unexpected supply shock might occur, sending prices soaring beyond anyone's wildest expectations, if that occurs. But let's examine the dangers and difficulties that lie ahead before we become overly enthusiastic. Exciting as it may be for XRP's future, there are still significant obstacles that might limit or halt its price ascent. Uncertainty over regulations is the key challenge. Although Ripple has achieved several significant victories in the long-running SEC litigation, a final settlement is still necessary before organizations like BlackRock can completely commit. Before making major decisions, large asset managers seek regulatory clarification, which they dislike. Determining XRP's status as a security in the US could impact its price rise and institutional adoption. A definitive victory for Ripple would mean full legal recognition for XRP, which would encourage large financial institutions to participate, without worrying about legal repercussions. Variability in the market is another consideration. The fact that large institutions like BlackRock are buying XRP doesn't guarantee a meteoric rise in price. In the cyclical nature of the cryptocurrency market, big investors will frequently manipulate prices to their advantage, buying at lower levels before enabling a genuine pump. Institutions have been known to use this tactic in the Bitcoin and Ethereum markets, where it causes regular investors to flee in fear as prices drop. Prices begin to climb after they have acquired a sufficient number of holdings. Is it possible that XRP is currently experiencing the same thing? Be patient if that's the case. Now that we've covered the big picture, let's talk about the implications for XRP holders and whether or not now is a good time to buy more. The main issue for XRP holders is whether to increase their holdings immediately or to wait for more confirmation. This might be a once-in-a-lifetime chance to buy at the current price if BlackRock and other big institutions are indeed acquiring. In the past, institutional investors would wait to disclose their intentions to purchase an asset until they had amassed a sufficient number of holdings.